Welcome back. The Suncoast has its share of national events that come to our area, but few like this one.
The U.S. Blind Golf Association is teeing off this weekend at the Palm Aire Country Club. ABC 7's Ray Collins joins us with a preview. Ray.
Haley and Scott, watching events like this can simply change your perspective. Bob and Travis Andrews are like any father and son who love golf. The only difference here, Bob plays and Travis is his coach. Bob can't see.
Same thing, you know, you hit a good shot, it's fun. When you hit a bad shot, it's just like every other golfer.
But it's not like any other golf. You usually don't see guide dogs on the course, and what looks like a putter is actually a walking stick. This is the U.S. National Blind Golf Association tournament, and this weekend they're at the Palm Aire Country Club, Manatee County. Among the golfers here, motivational speaker Tom Sullivan and his coach Luke Manthe.
On the one hand, you get the joy of exercise in a sport. On the other hand, you get the team process of sharing with your coach and feeling wonderful about yourself.
It's brought so much perspective and opened my eyes to a teamwork that nobody else can understand, and it's communication and feelings and just a bond that kind of helps us both enjoy the game of golf.
Competitive golf makes it like the old times.
It's been 30 years since Linda Port had her full sight, but now she has her husband and coach Fred to help her hit the ball, but she admits there is one thing she does miss.
There's a lot of joy in playing golf when you can see what your shot does. You can watch the ball, you can see where it goes, you can see where it lands, you can find the ball, and you can't do any of that, you can just hit the ball.
And they can hit the ball. Over on the practice green, Travis is helping line up the next putt for his father, Bob, who has a perspective we could all learn from.
You're out here, and you got a coach that's willing to take the time to get you out here, so not too much to get upset about.
And we can also learn from his putting. Fell right in. So golf tees off in the morning at Palm Aire. Feel free to stop by and watch. And Scott, no more excuses about your golf game now.
Oh, man. I feel like they would beat me pretty easily.
Beat us all. Yeah, they're good golfers. Yeah,
they're really good.
Golf is hard enough when you can see clearly,
exactly.
you know? Yeah, wow, they're amazing. Thanks, Ray.
Yep,
Yeah.
Thanks, Ray. Well, we'll be only a few hours from kickoff this week. Some big games tonight, several coming up tonight, our pivotal district matchups.
ABC 7's Adam Cellini is joining us from Palmetto with more on our game of the week for Football Friday night, a district showdown between Palmetto and Lakewood Ranch High Schools. Adam.
Scott and Haley, good evening. It's homecoming week at Palmetto. Not just a big district matchup, but homecoming week. As you can see, Bessie here is the centerpiece of the Future Farmers of America float. We're standing near the front of the line. She is a sweet girl. She's handled the spotlight very well today. Shh. It's okay, Bessie. It'll all be over soon here. We'll be out of your hair. As you can see, we got a ton of floats out here. All the clubs, all the different classes at Palmetto High School, they just paraded through the streets out here onto the track. And at halftime, of course, they'll take them back around the home stands. Coaches sometimes worry about this game because during homecoming week, there's a lot of distractions. Spirit Week, we know between Palmetto and Manatee High School, we had some distractions. But Coach Marino guaranteed us earlier today that his team is ready to take on Lakewood Ranch High School. It's a big district game with a chance to advance to 2-0 in the district for Palmetto. Now, Palmetto comes into this game rolling. They are 3-1. They've won their last two. If they advance to 2-0, they'll be in a really good position for the district play. They have to take on Braden River and Venice next month, which are the top two teams, not only in the district, but in parts of the state. The Mustangs, the Tigers have allowed less than 10 points on average. They say defense has been key to their success so far, but the Mustangs of Lakewood Ranch could be a trap game. They're winless so far this season, but they've shown flashes of talent against top teams, and they held Braden River, who is a top offensive team, to 10 points in the first half of last week's game. Palmetto had a similar start to last season. They were hot early, and then they lost their last three, missing the playoffs. Coach Dave Marino told us why this team is going to be different.
The fact that our defense is the strength of our team, and our offensive line, and our ability to run the football and lean on our offensive line, those are two key ingredients to success in the sport of football. I think overall, collectively, we're a better overall football team this year.
As always, we welcome you, the fans, to join our coverage tonight. Send your pictures in to our Twitter at MySunCoast, and we will run the best of the best on air. We love seeing them. As we said, a lot of district games. It's a very exciting night for Suncoast football. For now, live in Palmetto, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott and Haley, back to you.
Thanks, Adam. And let Bessie know we said hello there.
Adam's new friend.
His new friend.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Adam. Let's get over to Bob now and find out the weather for this football Friday night. Bob?
Things looking pretty good, really, considering yesterday we had big storms around. Today, different story. A little drier air has filtered in, and the showers that have been popping up, especially in the Gulf, have been weakening, so that's a good sign, too. There are a few out there still, but you'll notice the general trend. They pop up, they fade away. So if we see anything tonight, they should be rather light, and they should move through rather quickly as we move on into, and you can see nothing going on in Manatee and Sarasota counties at this time. One lone shower west of Wauchula, and there's some activity about 70 miles offshore of Venice right now. Well, the trough in dry air, you can see it right there cutting right through our viewing area. This trough is actually going to start driving, we think, Matthew to the north. This is a major Category 4 storm, if you haven't heard already. High pressure located to the northeast is going to eventually kick it off to the north. Jamaica, the eastern tip of Cuba, are in really a dangerous threat right now as far as Matthew is concerned, as a well-defined eye has developed. It's 15 miles in diameter, and it has winds at 140 miles an hour with gusts as high as 165 at this point. And the color-enhanced satellite imagery showing that eye quite clearly, with another area of heavy rain just to the east of it, too. There's a chance this could actually intensify a little bit more over the next 12 hours or so as it pushes to the north. We'll have much more on this and our weekend weather coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Just 39 days now until the election. Voters in several states are already casting their ballots. What impact could early voting have on the race for the White House? ABC's Lana Zak is following the latest polls and endorsements from Washington.
In an election still up for grabs, Hillary Clinton in Florida responded to supporters who feel like she should do more.
Some might say, well, hey, my gosh, you've only got 39 days to go. Why aren't you just out there, beating up on your opponent and doing everything to get the vote out and all the rest of it? Well, I'll do that, but...
Meanwhile, Donald Trump is campaigning in Michigan and visiting the Ford Museum, but he didn't answer reporters' questions on today's tweets.
Mr. Trump, why did you go on the late-night tweet storm last night?
Starting in the wee hours this morning, Trump railed against Clinton former Miss Universe Alicia Machado, who he described as disgusting, and the conservative newspapers that have written scathing anti-Trump editorials today, including Dorothy Rabinowitz in the Wall Street Journal, warning that Trump would be, quote, the most unstable, proudly uninformed, psychologically unfit president ever to enter the White House. ABC News has learned Trump surrogates were issued a talking points memo encouraging them to launch counterattacks to Clinton on, among other things, her response to Monica Lewinsky. And we are hearing from Trump himself in a different forum. A judge ruled to release Trump's deposition on a lease dispute regarding his new Washington, D.C. hotel.
You think that your comments would cause a Latino or a person of Mexican heritage to potentially be biased against you?
With respect to what?
With respect to anything.
I think in many cases they like me.
Trump is having fun with some of those 3 a.m. Twitter questions, writing he will be awake to take the call. Meanwhile, the Commission on Presidential Debates confirms that there was a problem with his microphone in the debate hall. Lana Zak, ABC News, Washington.
Lana, thank you. And while Clinton campaigns on the east coast of Florida, a poll released today shows her with a slight edge in the key swing state. The Mason-Dixon polling and research survey of Florida shows Clinton with 46% support among likely Florida voters to Trump's 42%.
U.S. Representative Patrick Murphy is making a stop on the Suncoast this weekend. Murphy will speak at the Venice area Democratic picnic on Saturday. The event comes about 1 month ahead of the general election as Congressman Patrick Murphy faces Marco Rubio for Florida's Senate seat. The event will be held at Maxine Barrett Park off Harbor Drive. The picnic begins at 5 p.m. The theme for this year's picnic is Stronger Together.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, the importance of healthy pets.
The various health issues that pets can face and the best ways to treat them.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
An important message for Americans eligible for Medicare.
Are you receiving all the benefits available to you? Do you know there is money available to lower your Medicare prescription costs? Now's the time to find the coverage that's right for you at the right price. The way to do that is to explore your options. You can spend hours doing that yourself, or you can call Health Markets and let us do the legwork for you with no cost or obligation. We'll search a variety of plans from nationally recognized companies to find the coverage that's the best fit for you at a price that fits your budget, and we'll do it at no charge to you. Plus, you may be able to save money on prescriptions. We'll tell you if you qualify.
Why pay a penny more than you have to for an insurance policy?
Let us find you the right plan at the right price and see if you qualify to lower your prescription costs.
Put our free service to work for you at no charge.
Call the number on the screen now to make sure you're getting all the benefits you deserve. Don't wait. Call now.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today for deals worth celebrating during the Jeep Celebration event. Come shop the area's largest selection of Jeep Wranglers or check out a new Jeep Cherokee priced as low as $19,999. Stop by to see the stylish new Jeep Renegade starting at just $17,699. Or drive away in a new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
Pets are members of our family, and like the human counterparts, they can suffer health issues, including vision loss. ABC 7's Alex Redmond has tips on how to live with a blind dog.
This is Tucker. Now, Tucker is 14 years old. He's a very happy boy. But one thing that you may want to know about Tucker is he's blind. But don't tell him that because he doesn't know it.
But sometimes he would walk into the door or the door frame. And but what was really telltale is if you drop a treat on the floor, his head would go all over.
Susan Mills says Tucker has a complete cataract in one eye and a uveal cyst in the other.
And we opted not to have any surgery for that cataract.
Age and risk factors prompted Mills' decision to let nature take its course with Tucker's vision loss.
I've met dogs that had to have eyes, enucleated, amputated, just because of glaucoma, like Ray Charles, and he was fine.
Dr. Don Swerida, better known as Dr. Don, says dogs fare much better than people with vision loss.
A lot of dogs go blind gradually, so they know their house. Don't rearrange furniture. They know their house, but if you move, you might want to put a fence around the pool so they don't fall in the pool or fall downstairs or anything along that line.
Books like Living with Blind Dogs provide tons of useful tips, including how to put a leash on a dog and walk the dog.
Blind dogs sometimes do well with a seeing eye dog, with a friend that guides them. They're always within distance. There's also board-certified veterinary ophthalmologists in every town.
Dogs don't have the best eyesight to begin with, says Dr. Don.
But I've had 3 people, the dogs were totally blind, and the owners not know it. And the first one said, with my ophthalmologist at my shoulder, said, "Blind? How could he be blind? He's so happy."
Dogs rely more on their sense of smell, sound, and other senses, says Dr. Don. And if you think that your dog may have vision loss,
just drop something in front of it, like a cotton ball, and see if it follows it. You can take a hand or a ball or something like that and move it back and forth.
Mills says she would never give up on her dog just because he's blind.
He still has so much to give to me. And it doesn't seem to alter his ability to enjoy life And so why would I?
Reporting in Venice, Alex Redmond, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Alex. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch in Sarasota County. The southbound lanes of Tamiami Trail are partially blocked at Upper Glencoe Avenue. That's near the intersection with Clark Road. Now let's head over to Bob.
Well, we talked about the red tide report. It has come out from the FWC, and you can see all the areas in red right here that are lined up across the Suncoast, extending from Pinellas County southward all the way down to the southern tip of Sarasota County, are reporting 1 million cells per liter, and that's a high concentration, and that's why we're seeing the fish kills right now. And again, that activity continuing to be blown onshore with the westerly flow. And it looks as though that will change a little bit, especially on Sunday and Monday. We're going to get more of an east to northeasterly wind flow. We'll have it tomorrow, too, to start things off, and throughout much of the morning. There will be a little bit of a sea breeze developing in the late afternoon. It shouldn't stick around all that long, as winds, again, will fire up out of the northeast as a result of a response of what Matthew is going to be doing as it works its way northward. As far as the Van Wezel webcam goes, a nice day out there today. Some clouds. A little bit of a high tops on some of these, producing a few brief showers around. The rain chance only at about 20%, though, through this evening. As a result of some drier air that's kind of slipped in, big storms in the central Florida and along the east coast, slipping off to the east. We'll zoom in on the area, and you can see those showers out in the Gulf trying to make their way on shore. There's not much to them, but they may hold together and bring a brief shower here and there, and some activity just to the north and west of Wauchula, and not much out there in the Gulf of Mexico. So the big game tonight in Palmetto looks to be okay. Manatee County looking pretty good. Manatee Hurricanes looking good. And for the most part, Sarasota County. This is that dry air I mentioned. This is in the 30 to 40,000 foot range, and it's really starting to work its way in just right over Sarasota and Manatee County, stretching northward right now, with most of the storms out in the moist sector. As I mentioned, though, there could be a little bit of an isolated shower popping up on the base of that trough of low pressure. Currently, we have a few clouds around, 88 degrees. It feels like temperature, unfortunately, 97, so things haven't cooled down. It's going to be a warm one for the games. The pressure, 2998, that has been falling slightly. And there it is again, 90 degrees for our high above average. This morning's low, that too running high at 76. No rainfall to report, and we had rain yesterday at the airport. We're up to 5.48 inches of rain, still over an inch below average, though. 83 in Tallahassee at 76 now, where some showers are moving through central Florida near Orlando. And you can see all in the upper 80s to mid 80s near the water, a little bit cooler where it's been raining into Highlands County. Sebring now at 81 degrees. Lows tonight will be a few degrees above average under generally fair skies. To start the morning off, we'll see some in the low 70s, though. If you're just inland a little bit, it looks like Sarasota should be in the mid 70s right there near the water, but as you push inland toward the interstate into the low 70s to start the Saturday off. Well, this is an amazing storm that has gained significant strength in just a short period of time. Less than 24 hours, it went from a 1 to a Category 4 major hurricane with winds at 140 miles an hour. And the models were suggesting, by the way, yesterday at this time, that this storm would be only a Category 2 storm at this point. So it's actually jumped 2 categories, and the forecasting, the intensity is very difficult. We do forecast the path and track, though, which is getting better over the years, and that looks like it's going to start to move toward the north. And then there's still a big spread, though, in day 5, so we have to watch it closely. Florida is not out of the woods yet with this storm system. We may feel the impacts here, depending upon how close it comes to the coast, and we may even get some wraparound storms, especially on into early next week, and then maybe dry out on Wednesday and Thursday. Well, water temperatures, look at this, 89 degrees right there, 85 degrees north of Jamaica, so it still has time to grow a little bit in terms of intensity. But it looks like it could get up to Category 5 status in the next 12 hours. Light chop out there, water temperature at 87 degrees. And as far as the UV index goes, it will be 9. Tomorrow will be high, and then the low tide at 741. The forecast tonight, just an isolated storm or two, partly cloudy skies, 73 for a low. Tomorrow, close to 90 once again, with a 40% chance. And we'll start to see those showers move inland, from inland areas, move toward the coast. The extended forecast calling for that rain chance to increase on Monday and Tuesday, and then decrease after that. A little bit breezy, too, on Wednesday. Well, got to look at this. This guy from Melbourne Beach. Now, we tracked it down. This is Aaron Adams. He saw some bait and some pelicans diving, so he grabbed his stand-up paddle board and a fly rod, and sure enough, there it is, a tarpon on the end of the line. Yeah, he was excited, to say the least. He didn't think there was a tarpon out there, but he didn't know what it was because the bait was very active. And sure enough, he even has time to wave to some of the passerbys on the beach because they're going, how is this guy managing a big fish like that on a paddle board? He was actually being towed, too, He didn't need the paddle anymore because that tarpon was carrying him along, and he was thrilled to catch this pretty big tarpon. There he is again, waving. Always like that. He's having a great time. Anyway, here's some photos that were sent in. Look at this. This is a young kid, Liberty Cole. No problem with red tide offshore. So again, a little lane snapper. Those are great fish to catch. You don't see them very often. Then her sister, actually that was Hunter's sister, I should say, caught this one as well. I like that sound. Just throwing it in there. And Captain Larry McGuire with these guys right here catching some fire truck red grouper. He used to be a fireman. That's why he calls him that. And he was offshore of Anna Maria. Wow. And look at this, Captain Ron. Captain Ron used to do a show here on ABC7, and he was diving for that. That's a hog snapper. Now, he may be holding that close to the camera, too, but it's still big. It's still really, really big. I call it a hog snapper, and those are delicious. I had my first one at a restaurant about a month ago, and it was just amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's quite an amazing catch.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah.
Expect some online competition between Walmart and Amazon. Walmart is reportedly in talks to make a big investment in a company called Flipkart, an India-based e-commerce firm currently worth $16 billion. Walmart is also making other moves to become a bigger player in the global e-commerce market. It recently bought online shopping startup Jet.com for $3 billion. There are also plans to open up an online store for Walmart's Sam's Club warehouse. But the competition is stiff. Amazon shares are up 23% this year. PepsiCo's top-selling Starbucks Frappuccino is facing some competition. Dunkin' Donuts announced it plans to launch bottled coffee beverages in partnership with Coca-Cola. The iced coffee will be available for purchase in grocery and convenience stores nationwide. The product will be manufactured, distributed, and sold by Coca-Cola. The ready-to-drink coffee is set to hit stores next year.
Sounds good. I'll be checking that out.
Yeah. Entertainment news is next.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease a new Fit for $149 or a new Civic, just $169. And no down payment. It's clearance time now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
From meeting curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos, there's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in. Tune in to Animal Outtakes to find out what they have to say.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease a new Accord or CR-V for $179 and no down payment. Your choice, just $179. It's clearance time now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Director Tim Burton is defending his decision to cast primarily white actors in his latest film as it's set to hit theaters.
Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children is based on the 2011 bestseller by Ransom Riggs. The only actor of color to have a significant role in the film is Samuel L. Jackson, who plays the villain. When asked by Bustle.com about his casting choices, Burton says that he finds the calls for on-screen diversity to be offensive and not necessary. The film hits theaters on Friday.
Reports say Angelina Jolie's team is consulting with famous crisis management expert Judy Smith. While her name might not sound familiar to you, you probably know the TV character Olivia Pope. Pope is based off Judy Smith, and her client list does read like a who's who of Hollywood. It appears the firm may be helping Jolie navigate her split from Brad Pitt.
And if you watch Scandal, you know that, what she can do to make situations better is pretty magnificent. Yeah.
We'll be right back with more news.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
Obama got tremendous numbers of people out of the country. Bush, the same thing. Lots of people were brought out of the country with the existing laws. Well, I'm going to do the same thing.
The debate over illegal immigration continues across the country. We'll look into how it's tied to the Suncoast. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll have that story plus our roundtable discussion.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Have you ever wondered what it's like to save a life? Find out by donating platelets at Suncoast Blood Bank.
I'm Haley Wilgus, ABC 7. Platelets aid in the clotting process and are vital in the treatment of cancer and surgical patients, trauma victims, and critically ill newborns. It's tough to keep enough on the shelves because they only last 5 days. To donate, call this number or visit scbb.org and you can help save a life.
ABC 7 congratulates Suncoast Blood Bank on 65 years of serving our community.